welcome back. Let's try again. I had to stop because I had to go to my online banking and I got visits. Not long, it's like 1 hour, half an hour ago. I got a bit more food and cola. So I took a break, eat a little bread, I got some milk, cola and more bread I put inside my deep freeze. So everything is full bread, but that's good, a lot of bread inside there. Yes, I like to read about this MIG-21 fighter jets. It's not very important because this fighter jet is not very good. It has a super short range, only like 660 kilometers. But I have many hundreds others of PDF, not just aircrafts. I was just thinking yesterday, today I like to read this, so now we do that. It's not important at all. I just like to read it. I not do this video just to record. I do this video because I'm reading. I like to read it. So I'm laying in my bed and have to put the microphone, the speakers. No, I do it because I like to read it myself, and not just do it just to record a video. So, and I cannot look my cell phone same time because it's just a lot of numbers. And my apartment is very hot, so I not feel so well because I'm thirsty, because my apartment is always so hot every day. I'm very sleepy. My apartment is like 30 degrees hot. It's like every day, many months, and in the night too. So I have to go to sleep because it's too hot. And I'm old, I'm 57 soon. And I have not a good life. I have this debt problem. I have this credit card debt. I had this debt for 8 years. I had to lower my debt to 0 this time. I had to lower my credit card debt to 0 money before I'm age 60. Because I'm out of time. I'm not going to live in 200 years. Because I'm an end of a long life. So that's why I like to read this MIG-21, because if I not do it now, I will never read about it. If I not just do it, I will never read it, because I have many hundred others PDF much more important airplanes than MIG-21. Because the MIG-21 is not a very good, but it's very old fighter jet. I think it's one of the first Russian fighter jet fly more than Mach 2. It's very old. It's from the 1950s. We are in year 2023 now. It's many years, but it's from my lifetime. We are in year 2023. No, I was 20 years old in 1986. and in 80s. I think they was flying around in Africa and the Middle East. Many of the wars in the 80s and 90s. This aircraft was flying around when I was a young teenager and young adults. Even in the 90s, I was 30 years old in 96. So this is why I like to read about it, because it's from my time. It was from back then I was young.
List of Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-21 variants. MiG-21. This is a list of variants and specifications for variants of the Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-21, which differed considerably between models. Variants. All information in this section adapted from MiG-21, 2008. 1. Development and pre-production generation 0, 1954-1956. U-1, 1954, preliminary swept-wing design around the Mikoyan-5, a non-reheated turbojet. Instead of building it, the design was quickly reworked into the U-2. U-2, 1954, NATO, faceplate, swept-wing prototype with Mikoyan-9B reheated turbojet, armed with 3 NR-30 cannon, and could carry 1 UB-16-57 rocket pod. Fitted with RSIU-4 VHF radio, Uzel IF interrogator, ARC-5 Amur automatic direction finder with RUP landing approach computer, MRP-48 PD8L marker beacon receiver, SRO2 Chrome IFF transponder, Sirena 2 RWR SRD1M radar rangefinder linked to an ASP-5N computing gun site. U-2 made its maiden flight on the 14th of February, 1955, but program was abandoned when Mikoyan Road 11 turbojet became available. U-2, 1955, aka MiG-23, U-2 design modified for Road 11 turbojet. 6 built. Identical to U-5 except for wings, U-2 are hard-swept wings. Fitted with RSIU-4V radio, ARC-5 ADF with RUP module, MRP-48P marker beacon receiver, Barry MIFF transponder, Sirena 2 RWR, SRD1M radar rangefinder with ASP-5N V3 computing gun site. MiG-23, 1957, ISDEL U-63, U-2 was assigned the production designation MiG-23. It was to be much like HEV prototype, but with SRD-5M Beza 6 radar rangefinder and an SRO2 Chrome IFF transponder, amongst other changes. Of 12 units planned for 1957, only 5 were built. These were powered by R11-300 turbojets, production version of Road 11, and had one centerline hardpoint to carry a 400-liter drop tank, a UB-16-57 rocket pod or a FAB-250 bomb. All work on these aircraft was ordered to be terminated in 1958, and the units built were reused for various special test programs. U-4, 1955, the first Delta Wing prototype of the MiG-21. Proof of concept test, used an existing production engine in a U-5 airframe. U-50, 1956, swept wing, experimental high-altitude interceptor. U-2 airframe modified to fit Duskin S-155 rocket motor. Design work started in 1954, first flight in 1956. Program terminated after crash of U-50 /3 on the 8th of August 1957. 2. U-50, 1956. Not to be confused with MiG-23 Flogger. The U-50 was a refinement of the U-50, WASO enter production and service with the designation MiG-23U, but this didn't happen due to unavailability of the intended R11E300 turbojet. MiG-23U, 1956, ISDEL U64, U equals Uscorital. Booster. This was to be production version of U-50O. Only one was completed due to continuing unavailability of the R11E300 power plant. U-5, 1956, Delta Wing Research prototype powered by Mikoyan-11 turbojet. Some changes besides engine were made from the U-4, including addition of a second hydraulic system. The initial designation was I-500. MiG-21, 1956, ISDEL U-65, NATO Fishbed A, the first series of fighters, production version of U-5. 5 units built at Tbilisi, but not continued due to efforts having been redirected towards the more advanced U-6/MiG-21F. The aircraft that were built found work as testbeds. Initial mass production generation 1, 1957, 1961. U-6, 1957, 3 pre-production versions of MiG-21F. U-50P, 1958, rocket-boosted high-altitude interceptor project, terminated before construction. MiG-21F, 1959, ISDEL U-72, NATO Fishbed B, MiG-21F in Spratowa, Poland, as a Monument F equals for Sirovanie, uprated, single-seat day fighter aircraft. It was the first production aircraft, with 93 machines being made, 20 inches 1959, 73 in 1960. The MiG-21F carried 2,160 liters of fuel in 6 internal fuel tanks and was powered by an R11F300 turbojet engine with 5,740 kgf of thrust. The earliest units were fitted with 1 NR-30 and 2 NR-23 cannon. Subsequent aircraft were armed with 2 30mm NR-30 cannons, 60 shells each. It was also capable of carrying 2 bombs ranging from 50 to 500 kilograms each. Avionics included PUS-36D weapon sequencing module, R-800 communications radio, USP-5 NVU-1 computing gun sight, and SRD-5MN Beza 6 radar rangefinder. U-6/9, 1960, a production MiG-21F was modified in 1960 to test nuclear strike capability on the MiG-21 airframe. U-6T, 1958, prototypes based on MiG-21F used for testing the Vimpel K-13, NATO, AA-2 Atoll, missile system. The aircraft were later reused for other tests. U-6T/1, U-66, 1959. MiG-21 F-13 at the Barksdale Global Power Museum. U-6T/1 prototype, number 31 red, was refitted with R11 F2-300 engine to break the world speed record. U-66 was a fake designation used on the documents submitted to the FAI. It was not her official designation. Konstantin Kokinaki set a new world speed record on September 16, 1960 in this aircraft, reaching a top speed of 2,499 km/h, 1,552 miles per hour, on a 100 km closed course. FAI says the 100-kilometer record set on that date by Vladimir Kokinaki was 2,148.66 kilometers per hour. It says an E-66 averaged 2,388 kilometers per hour for 100 kilometers on 31 October 1959. U-6T/1, U-66 of 1961. After setting a new world speed record, U-6T/131 red was rebuilt again Tartary to set a new world altitude record. To this end it had a U-21 rocket boosted to a fairing in the tail, and kept the upgraded R-11F2-300 turbojet. U-66 was a fake designation used on the documents submitted to the FAI. It was not the official designation. On the 28th of April, 1961, Georgy Mozolov set the new altitude record at 34,714 m, 113,891 feet, breaking the previous record set by an American pilot in an F-104 Starfighter by 2,899 m, 9,511 feet. U-6T/2, 1961. Second prototype U-6T reused to test skid-type landing gear for use on dirt strips. U-6T/3, 1961. U-6T with canards fitted. Tested 1961-1962. MiG-21 P-13, aka U-7, 1958. P=Perikvachik, interceptor. 13 refers to K-13 missile system. 2 MiG-21 Song suffix, ISDEL U-65, were converted to use K-13 missile system as part of a development project for an interceptor armed with the K-13 missile. Due to the MiG-21 P-13 project lagging behind schedule, it was decided to produce the existing MiG-21F with the capability to use the K-13 missile system, resulting in the MiG-21F-13. The development continued, however, eventually resulting in the MiG-21 PF. MiG-21F-13, 1960, ISDEL U-74, NATO Fishbetsy, F=Fasirovanie, uprated. 13 refers to K-13 missile systems short-range day fighter. The MiG-21 F-13 was the first MiG-21 model to be produced in large numbers. Unlike the MiG-21F, the MiG-21 F-13 had only one NR-30 cannon on the starboard side, with only 60 rounds. However, it added the capability to use the K-13 missile system, of which 2 could be carried on underwing hard points. One early production MiG-21 F-13's the launch rails were of the APU-28 type. Later models had these replaced by APU-13 rails. The launch rails were removable, allowing the MiG-21 F-13.
Yes, I had to stop because I had to sending text messages. I'd like to read this. I need a minute, 2 minutes. I do this because I like to read it and my apartment is super hot. So I have to read for the top. I need a minute. I have to write SMS.